Howdy folks, welcome to another beautiful day out here in West Vancouver. Although today was a little bit cloudy, we had a bit of rain, it's a little bit cooler, it's actually a great day. Anyway, today we talk about visas for the US. What an absolute pain. I mean, it's amazing to think that in this modern day and age of today, that the waiting time for an interview at the embassy is 600 and something days, 690 days or something stupid like that. It is absolutely crazy. Let me tell you what the situation is here. So because our kids' passports have expired and their actual US visas are expiring in July, the 23rd of July, we are supposed to fly to South Africa in August, on the 17th of August. We're flying to South Africa for a visit there. And then, of course, the problem is that, you know, we have to fly the cheap seats. So the best flight we could get was going through the US. So we land in Chicago and then we fly to London and then from there on to South Africa. And of course, because we have to go through the US, we need to get a visa for the US. Now, I mean, we go in and out of the US regularly, so we applied for our kids for just normal visas for the US because theirs expires on the 23rd of July. We can get the earliest that they could get interviews at the embassy, which is even more silly, is that Belinda's visa is approved. She doesn't need to go for an interview. It's straight approved. But Connor and Angelique, their visas needs an interview at the embassy. And to get that interview is a wait time of 695 days. So you can book it for somewhere in the middle of 2025. Hey? Well, not the middle, first quarter 2025. That is the available dates for these interviews, which is just absolutely crazy. I mean, what's the point? You literally are going to tell us that we have to wait 2 years? In any case, so Belinda applied for the interviews, applied for the visas. They said that we need to do the interviews. We booked an interview for first quarter 2025. But then, you know, they do have a system where you can apply for an expedition. So you can expedite it if you have something that needs to happen. So we sent in the thing and said, hey, we got to fly through the US. We need to get these expedited. And today they came back and said, sorry, not good enough reason to expedite and do your interviews quicker. You just have to wait for your actual interview time. So now we're sitting with a little bit of a dilemma. We cannot fly back to South Africa through the US if the kids don't have their visas, and the kids can't get their visas before they go for the interview in early 2025. So we are trying something else now. We are actually applying for transit visas because there's a different type of visa that you can apply for, not just a normal visa. We're applying for transit visas. Now the transit visas, the wait time for interviews is 192 days, which is still way after our flight. But the one thing that we are hoping with these transit visas is that we can ask for it to be expedited, because the reason they didn't want to expedite the normal visas was because they said, well, you don't have, they will do expedited for a certain number of reasons. You have to go for business, or you have to go to a trade show, or you have to do something. They've got a bunch of reasons. And none of those reasons are because you have to fly through the US. So that's why they declined to expedite the visas. But now we are going to apply for transit visas as well, which is a separate application and a separate payment that you got to make for these visas. And then hopefully we can then go and say, hey, here's our flights booked. We need to expedite these transit visas. It's a lost cause, man. It's absolutely ridiculous in this time from Canada, of all places. I mean, yes, I can still understand if you're telling me in South Africa there's a 2-year waiting period to get your interview at the US embassy. But from Canada, right there, the border's right there. We freaking drive over the border. Everybody goes up and down all the time. And we have to wait 2 years for an interview. It's just absolutely crazy. What is happening? Anyway, so if you have any ideas for me on how to expedite those visas, I would love to hear it. Anyway, for the rest, life is still great. We're still enjoying Canada. We'll speak again soon. Cheers.